What's the harsh reality no one accepts?
Very late, but sometimes, you are the problem in a relationship. And if people keep on leaving you, it may well be your fault. Even if you don't feel like it is. More often than not, you were both the problem. Lots of us are pretty shitty at having healthy relationships, and those people tend to attract each other. Usually because they relate on some level that people who don't have those issues just don't. You can work hard and make it work, but very often one or both of you won't be able, want to fix it, or neither of you will recognize the issue, and it won't work. You're the bad guy in someone's story, so many of your enemies will never admit to doing anything wrong, but the thing is neither will you in some situations. People justify their own behavior to themselves. That's why so many people can't apologize and double down on the shitty things they do. Sometimes you must accept the truth that there always will be idiots who will fuck it up for rest of us. Some parents just don't love their children. I was reading an article about 10 things therapists don't tell you. And one of them was that many parents admit they don't love their children. This one scares me. As to why it scares me, when my son was born he was more a stranger in my house and it was not a love at first sight. I was happy to some extent but never felt like you see in movies. I talked with therapists and be reading about it here and there. Not uncommon for dads to have to work on bonding with newborns. Son is now 10 months and much improved on bonding. But you always kind of judge how you initially reacted and if that's who you really are, etc. On a less dark but related note. Your parents definitely have a favorite child. I have learned to have some shades of gray here. Some parents love their children and are good parents. Some parents love their children and are learning to be good parents. Some parents love their children and try to learn to be good parents, and fail. Some parents love their children and have no interest in parenting. Some parents do not love their children and subconsciously are bad parents. Some parents do not love their children and do not parent. Some people will treat anyone as objects, including their children. Some people just can't be saved. You could give them every benefit in the world and they still could choose to throw it all away and you can't do anything about it. This is a tough lesson to learn. People have to want to change. Nothing you can do can make people change if they are resistant to it. This hurts and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I work with children who have suffered immense trauma and abuse. Far worse than you can imagine. I work with them when they're teens, and they've started to utilize coping mechanisms that society would deem to be poor, despite the fact those coping mechanisms have kept them alive. They may steal, lie, run away, take drugs, etc. They do it because no one has made them feel like they're worth believing in. Statistically, these children, when they become adults, are likely to not have jobs, have healthy relationships, or even have a home. It isn't a choice, they simply don't believe in themselves enough to think they're worth the effort. It isn't benefits they need, it's love. Pain is inescapable. Not even acknowledging that pain is inevitable and preparing for it ahead of time can lessen it. You will be taken by surprise, you will be hurt, you will not enjoy it, you will not be able to numb it, and there is nothing you can do except take it on the chin. Edit, I guess I should add, it's true you can prepare yourself to experience certain kinds of pain and lessen its impact, but when I said this, I meant that eventually something was going to come up that you never prepared for and cause pain anyway, just didn't do a good job of making that clear, sorry. Oh, and yes, pain can also bring about growth, I don't disagree with that at all. Life is pain, princess. Anyone who says differently is selling something, Princess Bride. Very few people truly accept their mortality, and most of the time when it truly sinks in, people get scared and want to avoid it. I just had a conversation with a friend about how people aren't taking our current situation seriously and putting themselves and others at risk. I said that it is because people are in denial about their own mortality and act as though they are exempt. I have always viewed the fear of death and lack of reflection, acceptance as a strong source for a lot of societal issues and a tool for manipulation. Beauty matters in how people treat people. As an average-looking guy with amazingly photogenic kids, I get told a lot that I must have a beautiful wife. My daughter used to get free stuff all the time from shopkeepers etc. Wow, she is so cute, can I give her a sweet etc. Really opened my eyes, absolute strangers would offer her small gifts all the time. I went from 270 pounds to 175 pounds and I can confirm there has been a huge difference in how I'm treated over the years. People are way more open and welcoming to me now that I'm somewhat in shape. However, this could have something to do with my confidence as well. When I was overweight I was extremely depressed and I drank every night. It was a struggle to find the motivation to wake up in the morning. Once I got sober and started exercising it really helped with my mental health issues. I won't say I'm cured, because things can still send me to that bottomless pit of despair from which there feels like there will never be any return. But this happens pretty rarely. I think that has made me more approachable. It's the fact that I'm not afraid to be approached anymore. So is it my dashing good looks or the fact that I don't feel quiet so broken inside that has changed people's perspective? It's hard to say, but I like to feel like it's the latter. If there's anything I can give people from this post, just please understand the difference that physical health and sobriety can make on your mental health. If you're struggling with suicidal thoughts and you're trying to drown them in booze, it will never end well. I don't know why I ever thought that it would. You can't treat one disease with another. I'm not a huge sobriety advocate and I'm not saying booze is the devil, but this month marked 3 years sober for me and it has truly changed my life. It just feels so good to be happy.